We've been living in Venice, Florida for almost exactly 4 years right now. By we, I mean me and my wife, and I'm gonna tell you some things that we still love about it. So I'm walking back from the beach right now. I was actually just filming another YouTube video where I walked to the beach, and now I'm walking back on this beautiful trail, and it's called Heritage Park. So it's basically this trail in the median in between, one way going towards the beach and one way coming back from the beach. Still love that trail. But that comes to one of the first things that we still love about Venice. We actually had our niece and nephew come out and visit for about 2 or 3 weeks. And it was interesting to kind of revisit it through their eyes, because our nephew had been here, but not for an extended period of time, and the niece never had. And to see some of the things that they enjoyed about it kind of sparked the idea for this video about things that were new and exciting that we still enjoy, but we maybe don't think about it as much as we used to. So the first is the walkability. Once you get onto Venice Island, it's extremely walkable. You've got trails like this that literally will take you from the beach to the downtown, which is amazing. It's just so cool to have such a scenic, shaded, way to walk in between those areas, especially on a hot summer day like today. Pretty humid. We do got a little cloud cover though. But the walkability of this area is amazing, because you just feel like you can park your car and just come hang out for a while, for maybe half the day, maybe even the full day, checking out the different shops, checking out the different restaurants, maybe just going out taking a stroll. Like a lot of times we'll literally park over here just to walk on this trail. And that's not just this area that's good for that. There's a lot of parks that are great for that. We've got Shamrock Park with trails all over. You've got the Legacy Trail, which literally goes from Venice all the way up to Sarasota. You've got a lot of other trails in a lot of the other parks, like Pinebrook Park, which has a completely different feel from the one at Shamrock. There's more like wooded, jungly feeling areas, and then other areas that are a little bit more sandy and oak trees and things like that. So there's a lot of walkable areas, but also a lot of great ways to get outside and enjoy the fresh air, enjoy the Florida sunshine, and enjoy that great year-round weather, and do so in a way where you could feel like you could take your time and you're not rushed. You're not in that big city feel. The next thing that we love is actually something kind of new. Some of the new restaurants and shops that have been coming to the area have really added a lot to the area, in my opinion, especially that new little outlet area where basically you've got a Crisp and Green and a Joint Chiropractic and an Aldi and Pineapple Tequila and just a whole bunch more. And that's one thing that we like about the area, is that there's a little bit more options now, more stuff to do, more places to go, more places to check out. And I think that addition to the area has added so much as far as scratching people's itch for having maybe a little bit more big box and chain stuff, because the downtown has got you covered, always has had you covered when you want mom and pop shops and restaurants. And really throughout all of Venice, there's tons of that as well. And I'd say that's another thing that we still love about the area. There's just so many amazing mom and pop restaurants. You got Brew Burgers, you got Detweiler's, which is like a farmer's market style grocery store. They have awesome acai bowls in there and ice cream and things like that. In fact, we went and got acai bowls a couple times with the niece and nephew. And so little things like that, you're only gonna get here and nowhere else. And they got their own unique little things that are a little bit different at, each restaurant or shop, or little beach shop that they got in the downtown, or whatever the case may be. There's just little things that you're only going to be able to find here that are totally unique and that really add to the vibe of the area. Another thing that we love about the area is just the overall vibe of the people. Super friendly. Everyone always just seems to be in a good mood. A lot of people just saying hi, and you can just tell they're enjoying their day. And when you see people enjoying their day, it also makes you enjoy your day a little bit more, and you realize how lucky you are to live in a beautiful paradise like this. And I gotta say, we still feel pretty lucky to live in a beautiful paradise like this. And that really comes to the forefront with another thing that we really still love about the area, and that's all the different water type things there are to do. So obviously you've got the beaches, right? Just go to the beach to lay in the sun. The kids enjoyed that when they were out here. They loved that. Looking for shark's teeth, prehistoric shark's teeth, and seashells, which you can find abundantly on our beaches. In fact, we're known as the shark's tooth capital of the world. And you've got different beaches to check out. You've got Casperson, where there's tons of seashells and shark's teeth, but also bigger rocks. You've got a dog beach where you can bring your dog there and have it off leash, which is something pretty unique. You don't see that a whole lot in a lot of beaches anywhere. Then on top of that, you've got Sharkies on the pier. So there's a restaurant, tiki hut, tiki bar type thing there, and awesome food there, great drinks, but then obviously the great views, plus a fishing pier where you can fish without a license. You can walk all the way out there just to, look into the water and watch people fish. It's just a great place to come hang out. And then the jetty, which is kind of like a fishing pier, but it sits lower to the ground. And that's a great area to just go hang out. A lot of times we'll just get food and we'll just sit there and watch the waves and eat food while we're doing that. And a lot of times you can also catch dolphins and manatees there. Like, that's still amazing. So to have access to these sorts of things that are free, which one awesome perk about all the beaches in Venice is you don't have to pay for parking, which is another thing we still love. And, you know, that's not the case for a lot of beaches in Florida at this point. So to be able to go do something like that, go to a park for free, go for a walk for free on one of these trails, go to the beach for free, you know, and have access to those sorts of things that are just beautiful and one of one and that you're not going to find anywhere else, to me adds a lot to living here, because you don't feel like when family comes in town, or, you know, you just want to go have something to do, like you have to go spend a lot of money to do something. If you want to go spend some money, there's more than enough options for that in the downtown and the different shops and restaurants throughout the city. But you don't feel like that's a necessity in order to get something out of, you know, your day that's entertaining. Another thing that we love about the area kind of comes back to the friendly people, and it's just that it feels like a very family friendly area, you know, and retiree friendly for that matter. I mean, really, when we first moved to the area, it was predominantly seemed like a retiree centric city. Still does, don't get me wrong, that has really not changed dramatically, but it does feel like there's more families moving into the area, and it just feels like a really pleasant area. I mean, everyone I've ever met or worked with, like I actually have a business where I do basketball skills training, and all the parents and the kids that I work with are just always so friendly, so easy to get along with, so easy to talk to. And, you know, people are on island time here, I guess you could say, in that regard anyways, as far as just, you know, willing to take the time to strike up a conversation. And I think that's one thing that really sets this area apart from a lot of, you know, the country, I guess you could say, not just Florida. Another thing that we absolutely love about the area is how easy it is to get around. Now, don't get me wrong, during the winter season when things get busier, all the snowbirds come down and people just coming to visit maybe for a couple weeks or a week, you know, to have a vacation or whatever, it does get busier in the winters, that is for sure. And it does take a little bit, you know, longer to get around, and it's not as easy. That being said, you've got access to all the main things you'll need and then a little more within a 15-minute drive. And that's just amazing to us. That's kind of, you know, we came from a smaller town in Wisconsin, and then we moved to Orlando, which had, you know, more than enough stuff to do, but it was a little bit more hectic and crazy. And sometimes, you know, to go to certain places you wanted to go within the city, which, you know, it's a metropolitan area, so it's a little bit different comparison, but you could be talking about 30 to 45 minutes, right? And depending on traffic, you know, that could swing another 15 minutes. Here, if there's a lot of traffic, you're talking about maybe adding 5 minutes to your commute. And really worst case scenario, if you're trying to get maybe from all the way from one end of Venice to the other, 20 minutes, but I would say that's a stretch, really. I think just about anywhere you could probably get to in 15 minutes, as long as you're talking within actual Venice, right? That's amazing, because you've got everything that you need as far as shopping, restaurants, all that goes. Now, there might be some more kind of super big box niche type things, like maybe like a Sam's Club or a Costco, which we don't have, but there's a Costco that literally just got built in Welland Park, which is, you know, add another 3 to 4 minutes to your drive and you can get to that. So you're talking like 20 minutes. So you've got just about anything that you need. And if you do want anything else that isn't here, there's a really good chance it's either in Northport or almost for sure in Sarasota, which that's another thing that we love, is that access to Sarasota. Within about a 30 to 45 minute drive, give or take, maybe even less, maybe 20 if you're on the right end of town and going to the right end of Sarasota, you've got access to a more big city feeling downtown. The UTC Mall, which has got tons of shops and restaurants, especially when you include that entire UTC shopping area, or a Sam's Club. They've actually got 2 of them in that area. And, you know, just anything you need is there. And then if it's not there, somewhere within Sarasota it is. So having access to that, and then also like with that, there's all these different downtowns, which I guess is another thing that we should talk about, that we love about Venice still, is all the downtowns. So we've got Venice's downtown, obviously. Talked about that a bunch already, but now you got Welland Park's brand new downtown. Lakewood Ranch has a couple different downtowns, the main Lakewood Ranch one and the Waterside Place one up by Sarasota. Sarasota itself has about 3 different downtowns. So, oh, and Inglewood across from the beach there's kind of like restaurants and things like that. That feels like a downtown. And then they have the Dearborn Street downtown. So you just got all these different downtowns to pick from. And that's one thing that we still really, really love, is having different options in different size cities. So yeah, it's safe to say that we love living here. If you're looking to buy or sell a home in the area, call or text our team, 941-221-1897. We would love to help you out. And if you want to know more about what it's like to live in Venice, Florida, check out this video right here. Thanks for watching, and live breezy.